Hi everybody, it's Christopher here with another video on cortical visual impairment, or CVI, and today I want to talk about a couple of the things that I'm actually really thankful for on my CVI journey. The first would be the benefit of visual memory. Because my stroke hit me when I was in my mid-30s, I had more than 30 years of being almost perfectly sighted that I was able to draw on in visual memory and having seen things before, that when it came time to recover from the CVI and move through some of these phases, I was able to do some of it a little bit more easily because I had the benefit of the visual memory to draw on. I had seen, especially when it came to things like preference for familiar objects, I have seen different kinds of spoons and cups and bowls and that sort of thing, so I didn't have to learn that each of those things has the same function, or that they all function the same way, even though they might look a little bit different from each other. So that was one of the things where I think it really helped me. The other one is when I was crossing the street. I mean, yes, I sort of adapted and I learned to use the need for movement to watch the signal change so that I knew when it was my turn to cross the street. But as far as, knowing what the intersection is like and what it looks like and how it works and that sort of thing, all of that was from previous experience that I didn't have to really learn how to cross the street. I just had to be more conscious of, who was coming at me from which direction, and also watching that signal light change so that I knew when it was my turn to go. The other thing that I'm really thankful for, and this might sound a little bit flippant, but it's really not. And what I'm going to say is that I'm really thankful that it wasn't worse, because I know that it could have been a whole lot worse. When people experience strokes, depending on what part of the brain it hits, they might lose function of an arm or a leg or an entire side of their body, maybe their speech, memory, all that kind of thing. So when I think about it in that context, the fact that it only affected my sight has been not so bad, because through the wonders of technology and through the help of great friends and family and my colleagues at CNIB who, were able to retrain me and help me find technology and find ways to do things differently, I've been able to recover from this pretty well, and I'm still very functional in the sense I've got a full-time job. I can walk where I need, I travel where I want to go, I take transit, I do all those things. I do all the things, or just about everything, that a sighted person would do. The only thing I'm not allowed to do is drive, but I'll tell you a little secret. I do sometimes go go-kart racing, and I'll talk about that on another video. So that is where, when I say that I know that it could have been a whole lot worse, I've also actually experienced worse, because when I first woke up from the stroke, I was only seeing light and shadow. I really couldn't make out much of anything. So the fact that I've gotten back to what an eye doctor would test or measure as being 20/200, so just barely legally blind, although sometimes 2400 depending on the day. The fact that I've been able to get sort of back to that from what was originally called light perception is another reason that I'm really thankful, because I have literally, not to be punny here, but I have literally seen worse. So I know that I'm really thankful for what I've got and for where I'm at now. And it doesn't mean that I don't still want to find ways to change and improve and do more, but because I know where I came from, I know that I'm in a really good spot, and I like my life. I look back on everything that has happened to me in the last 15 years, the people I've met, the places I've been, the things that I've been able to do and experience, and I really like the journey I've been on. Would I have chosen this journey? Probably not. But the fact that life put me down this path has turned out really well, and I'm really thankful for that. And I thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you have a great day.